Aloha everybody, I am still in a hotel, but the news is flowing and I have some updates on Swift and XRP. So let's get right into the information. I appreciate you liking and subscribing. I love your comments. I try to reply to every comment that I see. I love the support you guys are showing me. 7,800 subscribers. I couldn't have done it without any of you. So much love. Let's get into the information though, because that's why you're here. All right, Swift Transaction Manager upgrade from sending messages to orchestrating payments for an entire 11,000 members of banks. Check this out. This is a great clip.
Big challenge with TMP though is how to get information out of Swift about exactly what it's going to do and when. The transaction management platform, to give it its proper name, is absolutely Swift's core strategy to take the Swift proposition up a level from merely managing messages up to managing and orchestrating payment transactions on behalf of the entire community. That is a really lofty ambition, and the transaction management platform will one day be in position to take it on. But it isn't yet. Already, as at the time of this conversation, we know that the transaction management platform will be rolled out in incremental stages. Initially, it will be passive. It will capture the details of ISO 20022 native payments and messages specifically referencing the payment process, and it will ignore any payment transaction that surfaces as an MT, for example.
All right, so as Swift expands, it's going to be interesting, right? They have this new ledger, golden ledger system that they've been talking about, right? One ledger to keep track of everything. I wonder how they're going to do all that. Also, here from ISO 20022, let's do it. Follow this person. Does really great information all the time. But they dropped this about the digital pound and what kind of limitations it may have. Let's listen to this. And if there's any feedback, I will give you my feedback.
So the first few features I'm going to talk about are interest and limits. So in our consultation paper, we lay out that a digital pound would not pay interest. It would be intended as a means of payment, not intended as a savings product, and it wouldn't be intended to enhance the Monetary Policy Committee's toolkit. This isn't seen as a motivation for its introduction. So therefore, we would not use remuneration in order to incentivize uptake. Secondly, there would be a limit on how much users would be able to hold. At least during a digital pound's introduction, a limit of between 10 to 20,000 is proposed. 20,000 pounds, is proposed. This would help to manage risks by constraining deposit outflows from the banking system during the introductory period. Thirdly, non-UK residents would be able to use digital pounds too, when visiting the UK, for example, as tourists, and when outside the UK for payments with either a UK.
You know what's crazy though? We see places like Texas wanting to ban CBDCs. Let me ask you the question. You're a business in Texas, right? And you have all of these people from Europe visiting and doing whatever, right? And they go in and they want to buy products from your business, but they have their money in their CBDC. So you're now not able to service any of those customers. I think we need to have a better conversation, especially in Congress and in states as well, about what a CBDC is and what it's going to bring. There is pros, there are cons. There's a lot of different cons as far as the government being able to track and seeing what we're doing. But let's be honest, guys, they can do a lot of that stuff already. But there is better conversations that we should be having instead of just trying to ban outright CBDCs. All right, so Swift, this is from ISO again. From Swift, enhanced platform will orchestrate transactions and enable instant and frictionless payments. Instant and frictionless payments, right? So you got to look at Swift doesn't have that ability right now. Swift GPI is messaging. It's not for instant payment or settlement, right? So what are they using? What are they using? I just find this interesting. Also, it says the instant and frictionless payments to 4 billion accounts plus new digital platform powered by APIs and cloud technology, right? That's how Ripple is able to onboard banks so quickly, because it's all through APIs. It's much faster. Let's play this clip.
Through ISO API or through some other options, but how is Swift optimizing these newer technology?
Which enabled...
Okay, so I apologize. I'm trying to speed up the video.
Or through some other options, but how is Swift optimizing these newer technology?
So we actually do play a role in assessing emerging technologies. We're working with the global financial community to harness these for innovative solutions that can solve industry challenges. operate at scale in payments, and transform the services that our community offers its customers. The platform really that we're developing is actually a great example of this. So we're combining new and current technologies with a change in the approach for end-to-end processing of financial transactions, all to further improve the end customer experience. Our enhanced platform will orchestrate interactions between financial institutions and other participants to minimize friction, optimize speed, and provide end-to-end transparency and predictability from one account to another anywhere in the world. This move has the potential to power instant and frictionless transactions between at least 4 billion accounts serviced by financial institutions across the SWIFT network. The next generation digital platform will use APIs and cloud technology to provide a set of common processing services that banks have historically invested in individually, saving the industry time and money. New and extensive data capabilities will enable the pre-validation of essential data, fraud detection, data analytics, transaction tracking, and exception case management. The planned platform capabilities build upon SWIFT's successful Global Payment Initiative, or GPI, which enabled end-to-end tracking on international payments.
So that's what GPI is. It's end-to-end tracking. It's understanding where this payment is in the world, but it has nothing to do with settlement, right? I will link a video. So in March, SWIFT with 12 other banking partners did do some CBDC testing and cross-border payments testing. 11 out of the 12 banks I was able to connect back to Ripple. I will have the cast link that video in the description if you want to go back and watch that video, but this is how I think they're going to be able to make instant settlement available. Like, that's how I think they might do this. Here's another clip. This one's only 45 seconds. Let's play this and we'll move on.
Don't remember the game. So with transaction management, we're now moving to this concept away from point-to-point messaging. It really hinges on the fact that I'm keeping a master copy in the center.
A master copy, a master ledger, maybe?
That all of the parties in the payment will have access to, but it's one version of truth. And what that does is if somebody starts it off as ISO, I've captured all of those 20 pieces of information. The next bank in the chain is MT, and they may not utilize and may not have access to that information, but I've still got it in my master copy, that single version of truth. So I won't drop that information, and as the payment continues, I'll still have that in the payment that you can have access to, even the benefit.
All right, and guys, check it out, right? This is Craig Jeffrey, strategic treasurer, right? And then this is speaker. This is Kailani Bhutia. I probably butchered your name. I'm sorry, Kiani. But that was really good information. Also, check this out, guys. This is a 27-second clip, but this is big, right? SWIFT Transaction Manager will enable the movement of crypto assets. This is getting juicy. It's getting juicy. I love it.
Transaction. Where's my holding? Available in a format that's much easier to consume. APIs are increasingly used for automation too in the security space. We're also working on a standardized API solution sort of co-designed with the industry that can be deployed on our secure platform as well. And finally, for securities, we're exploring the world of tokenized. Exploring the world of tokenized or crypto assets and making sure the platform offers appropriate support for these assets as they become more mainstream.
Is it getting hot? Is it getting hot in here? Maybe it's me. All right, check this out. SWIFT GPI combines domestic real-time payment networks to deliver cross-border payments almost instantly throughout the restrictions of bank operating hours. The restrictions of bank operating hours, right? This is the corresponding 9-to-5 banking system. This is not the new sexy system that works 365. This is a great clip. This is about biometric Visa card, not MasterCards, okay? So this is really cool. This is fingerprint enabled biometric cards are going to be the game changer. Plus Ripple and MasterCard are working on biometric credit cards. Check this out. This is really cool. All right, so right here it says the biometric credit card through MasterCard and the introduction of e-remittance platform with global technology provider RippleNet. And then listen to this.
Changes that are coming to the market. So we have our biometric fingerprint cards that we've now industrialized. We've been piloting them and working on that technology for the last 2 to 3 years. There's been a lot of hype and talk around biometric, but now we're in a place where we're able to go and industrialize and launch of our customers that particular product range. And of course, with a biometric card, it's going to be, in our view, it's going to be a game changer because a lot of customers, although they have the mobile technology to make the payments as a secondary product, or for some people they don't always like the technology on the phone. They prefer to still use the physical card. We see biometrics as being a solution to compete with the mobile payments world. Of course, no need for a PIN, no need for certain limits on the transactions, going from contactless to having to enter the PIN number. The biometric fingerprint sensor means you can do everything on a contactless transaction. If you lose the card, you have all the benefits of course, nobody can use that card fraudulently, because a lot of the time you might misplace the card or not know you've lost it. So we know you can turn a card off on an app, but you don't always realize straight away.
I just thought that was a great little clip there. Cool. Let's keep it moving. Oh, let me see what else I have here. Yeah, we'll just do it. It'll be a little bit of longer video, but this is good information here.
To adopt XRP. We don't see a major challenge to adoption, to be honest. We've got a lot of deep dialogue running.
Okay, listen, he's going to start talking about England and the CHAP system. It's really important because England is one of the most conservative central banks out there. And just listen, this is really good.
Regulated. The Bank of England ran a proof of concept using Ripple in the spring. And the bank is one of the most conservative, highly regarded institutions worldwide. So we haven't got issues with our regulatory support. Again, because the currency has been designed from the outset for transacting, it puts us in a very strong position with the establishment. In terms of adoption, it's really about using the banks which were shown in the earlier slide to create the initial network. Once we scale, and the banks we're working with together would allow around a 90% coverage of the world's global networks. So by getting those banks into multi-corridor volume, which is our current phase, that makes it much easier for other banks to come online, makes it easier for banks to apply XRP. We're having some great dialogue with banks around the world about using XRP. We actually ran our first XRP liquidity pilot with a company called Qualix in the US in the third quarter this year, where we made payments from the US to Mexico. The dollars went in, translated to XRP, we delivered on the blockchain to Mexico, translated to Mexican pesos, and actually the banks involved asked Ripple to slow down the middle part because we were delivering the payments too quickly.
The bank asked Ripple to slow down because the payments were coming in too fast. Can you believe this? Listen to this. This is incredible.